So you want to start with negative thoughts?
I think modern scientists who are dealing with mind, and there should be many similarities because I think Buddhist system is not just a prayer or a devotion, but usually we call analytical meditation. Analytical, that means analyze. Now analyze about external events. Then external events, I think many events actually human creation. So then as far as human movement is concerned, the ultimate sort of factor is motivation. So first start here, or I think combine here and here, then some actions, verbal action, physical action, or mental action. That then makes differences, external things. So the Buddhist tradition, whenever a problem or thing which we do not want, actually we want to overcome, then just prayer won't work. Just sitting meditation won't work. We must analyze the sources of these problems. Then ultimately go to mind. Then the mind become important. Therefore, some people describe Buddhism as the science of mind. I think it is true. The Buddhist way of approach is the using mind, or I think using validated mind, right? Valid mind, and then transform our emotion. Usually, those emotions which beneficial to oneself as well as other is validated, right? Valid. Because you see, we want happiness, we want satisfaction, we want peace. So those mental elements which ultimately bring peace, happiness, satisfaction, that's validated. Then those negative or harmful emotions such as hatred, anger, these not only destroy one's own peace of mind, but also creates some negative or unhappy atmosphere. So creates more sort of pain or more suffering, oneself as well as other. So these are not valid. So now they utilize positive emotion as a countermeasure for negative emotion. So that's the way to transform our emotion. Transformation of emotion, not through drug or not through injection, but to utilize our own mind. So therefore, in Buddhism, like many other ancient Indian non-Buddhist tradition, the very detailed sort of explanation about the world of mind, vast subject. There are so many different sort of categories of minds or thoughts and emotions, and also the different level. grosser level, more subtle, like this moment we are using the grosser level of mind. When we are dreaming, another more subtler level of mind. Then deep sleep without dream, another level of mental sort of state. So naturally, modern science dealing about emotional mind, also is trying to seek the reality. I think the long history of Buddhism or some of the ancient sort of thought, ancient tradition, also now investigate, try to find the reality of mind or mental world. So there are many similarities.
Yes.
And according to my own experience, now more than, I think, 16, 17 years, now I have a meeting or dialogue with scientists, mainly 4 fields: cosmology, neurobiology, physics, like subatomic physics, like quantum physics, then psychology. These 4 fields, these 4 fields are common grounds. The Buddhist literature also a lot of explanation or discussion about these 4 fields. Like cosmology, some of the Buddhist literature, some of the description of Buddhist literature now seems outdated. Modern scientific finding is much more reliable, much more sort of subtler. So, in Buddhism, in particularly the Sanskrit tradition, sometimes people call Mahayana tradition. Now one Buddha's own sort of quotation, it stated, roughly speaking, my follower should not accept my teaching out of devotion or faith or respect, but rather investigation or experiment. So therefore, we have some kind of liberty to investigate even Buddha's own word. Therefore, now we have liberty, to say some of the literature which describing about world geography and also the size of stars and moon and sun and distance from Earth to these planets or stars, or some of the description are disgrace. So that's I think, in a way, a little strange, but in a way, I think that's greatness of the Buddhist sort of way of thinking. Investigate, not sort of blind faith, investigate.
Right.
Therefore, now, me as a Buddhist, as a result of meeting with scientists, we learned many useful things from scientific finding. And we need some modification, some of our ancient sort of belief or ancient sort of concept. Then the psychology field, I think Buddhist psychology seems to say more advanced. But still, I don't know. You have to judge. So, according to some of my sort of conversation with the modern psychologists, it seems Buddhist sort of tradition, more systematic and more detailed explanation. So therefore, modern scientists find some usefulness about Buddhist explanation, about minds or thoughts, emotions, and particularly the method or way to transform the mind or emotion. So, no doubt there are similarities, many similarities, like that.
Now, Your Holiness, I have a suggestion.
Actually, I saw one book, your book, Prisoner of Hate. I think that's almost like Buddhist literature.
Well, I think the book is about 1,500 years late.
Is that?